Okay, hello. This is the Online Teaching Interest Group. I'm Katrina Tamura, and our special speaker today is Vincent Nuñez, and he's going to be talking to us about Zoom and using Zoom expressions and Zoom chats. So
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and let Vincent introduce himself. Okay.
great, thank you. And could I go ahead and share the window? Is that something I can do? Yeah. Okay, great. So yeah, I'm sorry, I was just going to jump in right as you were saying, because it's not about expressions or things like that. It's a little more specific. Here's the title. And anyway, first off, let me say, very honored to be here. I'll be glad to introduce myself. This is just the general text of the description for this event. We only have a few folks here. I'm glad that this recording might make this available to others, but let me get started. It's more styled in terms of an interactive workshop. So the three of you who are here, one thing I'm going to ask you to do is use the chat. I think in some recordings like that Zoom creates, but I don't know if Zoom distributes, or rather YouTube distributes, you actually get a little transcript that shows you the chat. But basically, the three of you, you're part of this process. The video may not demonstrate it as much, but you are here and you're part of how this goes. So let's, without further ado, I've been teaching since 2005 ESL, and my main emphases are writing and reading and vocab, but all of these subjects. And I've been teaching, like many of us have, online since March of 2020. So in addition to this, I would say I'm an informal developer. So one step above a kind of hobbyist programmer. It's not an important distinction, but it's just something I'll offer, because those of you who are interested in coding specifically, I have a tea waiting for you, or a coffee. Anytime you want to talk about this and engage, I'd love to be part of that. Part of it is a belief in, as I say, small scale coding projects that can benefit teachers and students. So today, what are we doing? I'm going to be demonstrating the benefit to online teachers of regular expressions. So again, not chat or emoji or anything like that, but for cleaning cleaning Zoom transcripts, chat transcripts, not transcripts. So chat logs is probably better to say. I mean, again, for the folks at home, the folks watching the video, you're not going to see this, unfortunately, but we have a chat log that's started. Christy has started it. She said, "Hi, Vincent." And I could, of course, say right back, I could say, "Hi." And one thing that I will also be doing today is I'll be sharing a little utility that I wrote that does the basic cleaning if regular expressions are not your cup of tea, right? Again, not for everybody to go under the hood, so to speak. I recognize that. It's just that, I want to encourage everybody to lift the hood, to see what kinds of things coding, programming makes available to us as teachers. I have a link here. This will be available. Actually, I'll just go ahead and put it in the chat. Or since we don't have a chat log, probably we'll include it with the video possibly, but it's a link to a video I made during the state conference last, where this idea kind of surfaced, and I was encouraged to pursue it as a standalone workshop or presentation. And that original concept was that, hey, at the IG level, the interest group level within our CATESOL organization, maybe there's enough interest in teachers coding, but again, I think of it more as a cooperative, a brain trust opportunity. This is a presentation I'm giving. I just was going to give a shout out to this free utility called Obsidian. If you're not familiar with it, super useful. The link is here, just obsidian.MD. And there's my email down below. So let's go ahead into what I would say is, do I talk about it as a problem in the description? Well, basically, the presentation is set up to introduce a problem, and then we go into the question of what are these things called regular expressions. Talk a little bit about that, and do some interaction. So I'm glad we have a few folks here. Let's go on to the problem. So say I want to get to know participants better. Now, of course, participants can be the three of you in the room, or they can be the dozen or so, or more than a dozen students, or fewer than a dozen students in your Zoom class. So the easiest solutions in Zoom, how do you get to know your participants better? You can turn on your mic, you can turn on your camera. As we know, that's not for some students going to happen. And chat is not accessible to all students. But I'm going to go ahead and turn now to participants. Please just introduce yourself. We have Christy, and who else? Could I get some participation here with my hosts? And just give us, I'll need a little text. So just fire up those keyboards and throw me a few lines if you would. Go ahead, Pam, Jenny, Christy, send a few lines to me in the chat, the
Okay.
Zoom chat. Okay, great. Thank you. Great. Yeah. Good. So not only does this help you as a teacher or presenter know that your audience is engaged and they're present, they haven't walked away, you have information to work with. If you have a question you've put to the room, you can check, as we talk about formative assessment, what's going on. So let me turn to the next. Let's turn to the next question here. What are the easiest options that you have for? I was going to. My temptation is to get a little more activity on the chat, but I'll hold on to that 1 second. Let's move on to regular expressions. This is where I find out who is in the room. If you can tell me what regular expressions are. So I've given you a kind of tentative definition. It's a language for matching, but how familiar are each of you with regular expressions? Have you done a little Googling? Have you just never heard of them before? What is the take on regular expressions? If I could get a response from everybody, please. Okay, I have one from Christy, one from Jenny. Right? If I had my attendance roster, I like that, Pam. Pam has used the shorthand of IDK. I don't know. This is not a surprise if you don't live in programming or in coding. Here's an example of a regular expression. It's very unassuming. 0 through 9. Or 0, I should say, square bracket, open square bracket, 0-9, it's closed square bracket. What do you think this gives us? Any guesses? And of course, if you want to turn on your microphone, that's completely welcome as well, but we are going to be using chat as we go. So I'll even type this question. So what do you suppose this regular expression describes? What do you suppose this regular expression 0? Okay, people in the room, good. Pam, any others? So anybody else? Sometimes we don't get responses, I know. Scale, okay, good. Anybody else? One more. No, nothing. Sorry, not a problem. And so the quick answer is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we think about regular expressions most simply as very powerful find, replace. Again, we could call it a language. but it's sort of like a clipboard with many, many dimensions. Okay, I'll just even say that, a many dimensional clipboard. Okay, and you can use this programmatically. You can use this to boss your text around. We'll see what that means for us. So another question I have that I could sort of go back here, what have you ever tried to make use of chat logs? I should say Zoom chat logs. Anybody? Have you ever tried to make use? Jenny has not. And I'm sorry, who is yes, Pam. Pam, okay. What have you done to make use of chat logs? Not after a class, okay? Questioners don't have time to answer. So again, Pam, what have you done to make use of chat logs? And by log, I mean the file that you download from Zoom after a session. And you can answer in the chat or with your microphone, Pam. You can decide. Oh, and hey, Marcia, welcome. And Marcia, if you have an answer for this too, have you ever tried to make use of Zoom chat logs? Saw students as used to prep for next class. So great, Pam. That's right. You know, it's something that helps us go back. It's a document that in fact is saved automatically. Some of you may clean them out, but if you go to the 3-button menu, if you're on a laptop, we can do this. If you're on a phone or a tablet, you can't. But if you go to the little more button next to your emoji where you type your message, you can see it says save chat. And hey, and then it will show you a little link briefly, and it will say show in Finder. And so that's what will pop up. I'm going to show you. I'm going to jump over to my window here. I'm going to keep this open. I'm going to keep both of these open. So you see now I've got the window in the background. Here it is, right? So this is what you get when you save your chat, this tiny little log. So what do you get when you open it? Okay, let's open it. Gonna double click. And as it happens, it's going to, well, let me open it in a file that's not gonna, when I open it, it opens in a program that is currently in dark mode, and that might be a little weird. So let me open it back over here. So here they are, the 2 files. This is what you get, right? So this is our chat so far. And what do you see? You see a timestamp, a timestamp, you know, or the time. And you see the word from. You see what you're more interested in, which is the person. Then you see the word to, and you see the word everyone and a colon. And then the next line is where you see the text that you're actually interested in. So this is what I would call the target, right? So Christy was writing to everyone. We don't have, in this case, if I was writing directly to Marcia, let me do that right now real quick. I'm going to send Marcia a howdy. Howdy. Right, howdy, howdy, howdy doody. I'm gonna reopen this file. Oh, I need to save as, save chat again, open in Finder. This doesn't automatically update, which is okay, but I'm gonna open it again. Okay, I gotta open it in the text, text edit. Okay, so it's still not showing up. That's kind of funny. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Maybe it did, and I was just not looking properly. Text edit. Keep on having to sort of expand my share here. Okay, so there it is. Down here at the bottom, right? So now you see from Vincent to Marcia. So again, the target changes to Marcia as a direct message. Now, again, this is kind of noisy. I mean, I can't really read this quickly. It doesn't do what I want as someone who wants to make use of this. So let's go back to what these are, these matching elements of regular expressions. 0 through 9. 0 through 9 will match, will allow you to find, let me go back here, numbers. Okay, so there are our numbers. There are our numbers. We're not going to go into regular expressions. That's a huge lesson that, you know, I wouldn't say I'm that equipped to provide. But again, what I am looking forward to providing you with is a way of unlocking these quickly and efficiently. This is a regular expression. You could call it a formula if you wanted to, or a recipe. This basically reads from left to right as replace this S slash at the begin, wherever you see at the beginning of a line a number, right? So we noticed that in our log here, some lines, but only half of them really, begin with a number, right? Of course, that's the time. Then I want you to take all the text that goes through the word from, because as it happens, this is a very regular or structured text, we would say. You know, every line goes, it gives the time, it says the word from, and then it goes into the name. The name is the thing that interests us. So we're going to use this separate expression to keep or capture the name, and we're going to keep passing through the rest of the line, and we're going to replace with a new line, and then this $1 is the capture group, in this case the name that we wanted, and some dashes. Now, I'm going to show this to you in several ways. We're going to do a demo, or I'll do a demo in a moment, where I'll show you that Microsoft Word has this available, and that may be the easiest to get to. But I do have a little utility that I wrote, Chat Kitchen, that will make this available anytime you want. And that's pretty much what I'll be using to demonstrate with. I have some other options as well for you. But again, before we go on to maybe I should demonstrate this. I was going to ask you to brainstorm, but we're a small group. I think we already have one suggestion from Pam. You've had some interest in this, and you've found student errors that you wanted to use to preview for your next class. One of the ways I use it, going back to this idea of real-time use, right? I'm not currently asking you to do much as participants. I've pulled a few quick introductions from you, and that's about it. But if you can imagine the sort of potential fast pace of providing a vocabulary word, setting a clock, getting students to respond with that, respond with a sentence or two to that word or to that grammar point, then you might see where this is going. So what I've got, I pull the log down, and then I put it somewhere where it will process it. Let me go get that processor right now. Okay, so this is on the web, and I'll certainly be providing this. It's just a little freebie. Okay, let me open up these three altogether. I tell you, when Zoom came along and provided this facility, it was awesome to be able to put little windows together like this. Okay. So I'm going to take, let's see if I can make this transcript easier to get to. Okay, I'm going to keep it around the corner so I don't have to keep. Okay, there it is. Copy. What I'm going to do is paste my downloaded Zoom chat into this text entry box like that, like so. And then I'm going to choose my option. I'm going to go with the default. I'm going to click submit. Dun, dun, dun. What do I get? I got this. Right. I just lined up all of that text. And remember, we're not really we're not really doing a task, are we? So here's another option. To reload this page and add fresh chat data to start over. So now I'm going to do name plus time. Name plus time. Now, why would I do that, right? You have different reasons for that. Then you could actually sort this entire file and you would have all of the work that Christy did, all of the work that Jenny did, all of the work that Pam did all together, right? That's where we're going with this. One more. Input only. Once more, put in that log, submit. And now we've taken out or anonymized all of that text. Pam's clapping. It's nice of you, Pam. You can unmute yourself. I like the sound of clapping. But
oh, this is perfect because you know, I can see this. I want to role play a conversation with the students, and there it is.
Yes, yes. I mean, there's just so many uses. Like, for example, here's that version again, though, when you're looking at your later, just going to copy paste this because it's just right there. And now I'm going to jump over to, where's my numbers? I thought I just opened up yeah, there it is. You know, a spreadsheet. And oops, did I paste it? I don't know if I pasted it. And there they are, right? And then of course this can be sorted. I won't make it so crazy big. This is numbers. It's not as powerful, I suppose, as you know, the other thing. A, no, this is B. Sort. So again, you know, there are your timestamps, there's your log. You can get a sense of who has been dominating the chat conversation or who has conversely not been present in the activity. So you can see you've got a lot of data suddenly available to you. So that's kind of it. That's sort of it. I mean, the rest of this, like I say, the benefit, Pam, again, it's very encouraging for me that you got it. Is there anyone else that might see the potential uses here? I mean, again, so just going back to what Pam has talked about, we've got, you know, review of student or participant, you know, chat logs for planning next meeting, you know, tracking and comparing individual expression, right? Or chat expression, right? Who are the folks that are quiet? Who are the folks that are most engaged? But when we're live, let's see if I can do a little quick demo for us as live. Now, again, as I fully relate and understand and appreciate for my adult learners, maybe less so my college students when they are, you know, supposed to be on point. You yourselves might be necessarily multitasking and might not be available to this activity. So I'm not gonna pressure, but let's see if we can get a few of this, a little bit of this sense of what it means to do this in real time. And by this, again, have some sort of instructional goal, objective, and, you know, use this, right? So let's see if I can whip something up for us. First, I'm going to bring out my chat kitchen. And after I do this, I'll demonstrate how you can do this in Microsoft Word, and I think we'll be done. Take questions and answers. So let's see what else I can do. I can have this up. I think that's probably good. Let's have these three things up. So I'm going to have, as part of my readiness for you, is the chat kitchen and my presentation, and then I'm going to also have the spreadsheet available, because that might also be an easy way to go about it. Okay, here's my little, you know, please answer the following. Where is everyone from? Hey, everybody, where's everyone from? Please put your answer in the chat. Where are you from tonight? Great. Getting some answers coming in. And for those of you, in the background, right? Let's look for something. I know that Wordle alternative. How about that? You remember what the Wordles were? There were these awesome little word clouds. Let's just find a quick one. Wordle. It's not a game. I don't want the game. I want word cloud.
Yeah, there used to be Wordle, which was a word cloud, and then of course it got clouded by the Wordle of the
Yes, the
now.
Wordle.
The Wordle, which for some of us are addicted to, but
Yeah. What's one that you can think of that you like? But you know what I mean. I mean, you can do this as a kind of participant activity once you get your answers. Okay, I've got my answers. I'm going to see, let me see, I'm going to make sure, because you may not be familiar with where this control is. I'm going to see if I can do a quick screen grab, right? So this is the initial control. I'm going to show that to you. And then I'm going to, after I click this, I'm going to do another quick screen grab. Hopefully, there we go. And now I'm going to do that again, and I'll show you what those look like. Okay, 1 second. Screenshots. Okay, one more. There we go. All right, so well, let me just bring these up real quick. So when you go down here to this little side menu, or your chat menu, there it is. You save your chat, and when you save your chat, show in Finder, and it pops right up, right? So I'm able to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and I bring that up, copy it, throw it into the hopper, which again is, let me bring these up again. Well, not that one. Safari, yeah. As you can tell, you have to start evolving a sort of presence of mind with all of these windows, and occasionally it takes a few minutes. So there's the chat kitchen. But what have I got? So I need to go get that text. Got all my answers. Imagine that I've got a couple dozen students in here, right? I'm going to copy my text just over here off stage, so to speak. I'm going to throw it in here into the chat kitchen. As it happens, because we're doing an activity and I know there's not answers for all of these other items, I'm going to just delete what I don't need, right? And I'm going to put it in. I'm going to not include names in this case. So I've got Sunnyvale, California, Ventura, Sunny Social originally, right? So I've got very different, responses going. But let's do another. You've got the idea, but let's do another. Okay, I'm going to go to, hey, do you teach? And if yes, what subject? Who else is in the room? So, hey, warm Sunnyvale, warm California. What do you teach, please? Come on, let's go. Dun, 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 right? Real time, real time. I'm having to do a little tap, soft shoe. Yes. If you train or you do this kind of thing. So again, I recognize some of you may be present, but also busy. So I've got three, 4 participants here. Great, excellent. Okay, so let's see how fast I can do this. I'll just talk through, I'm going to talk through the steps again. So quick, save the chat, show in the Finder, double click to open the file, Command A to copy all of the text, Command C, go over to my tool. It happened, I need to reload, reload again, and I throw it in there. All I need is from this point, I'm just going to edit the file, and I'm going to choose this time name plus time. Let's see who was first, or how quickly, or how much time it went between each one, right? So there it is. Teach teachers, EL students, my favorite kind. And then ESL, intensive English program, and so on, right? So again, how long did the activity take? Maybe I'm interested in that. So this took all of, less than a half a minute. That's nice. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Bum, bum, bum. What do you do with Zoom chats? Okay, you can say, well, in the past, I just ignored them. But now I'm going to mine them for instructional gold. Whatever you want. Just let's see what kind of answers, you know, what do you do? I delete them. Or now I'm interested in them. Or what do you want to do with Zoom chats? That's probably a better question. See how quickly do we get a response? Yeah, 1, 2, dun, boom, boom, boom. Good. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, look, I'm just going to go through it. Okay, timing myself. How fast can I do this? I'm going to get my stopwatch going.
Oh,
Go.
are we supposed to be able to see what you're doing?
What I'm doing, I'm talking out the steps because I already showed you the little buttons you've got to here is where you can see what I'm doing right here, right? You can see the chat kitchen in motion, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't know whether you thought you were sharing your screen and we could see you going.
You know, I guess I could. I will do that.
I mean, just because we saw it once doesn't mean we actually remembered it twice.
Absolutely. So fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. Absolutely. No, I don't mind doing that. Let me I'm going to try and simplify the screen because, you know, I'm really interested in whether or not you can, what's it called? If you can see the, what's it called? The panels, the Zoom panels. Are you able to see, for example, Marcia, the Zoom meeting chat window?
No, typically you don't see the whole.
Yeah, that's where the action happens, actually. That's the
really?
most, yeah, well, that's the most complex step, so to speak. That's where, in fact,
Oh, wait a minute. Well, so the question is, can we see the chat window? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm beyond that part. I know how to get the chat window, but I was thinking, where else are you showing us?
No, not at all. The thing really is about
okay,
being
maybe
able.
It's just me, and maybe nobody else wants to see it. That's okay.
No. Well, to be nimble with Windows just takes time, right? I mean, so again,
you're nimble, dude. Man, I know about you.
if you're able to do the copy paste, you know, Tango, you're fine.
Okay, copy paste, fine.
But let me walk through it one more time. So here I am. I've got my log. You can't see it, unfortunately. I'm going to, however, I'm going to click on the save as. Here we go. Yeah. Save as. Save as. And then briefly, it shows, it brings up this window that says show in Finder. And then it pops open this window. You actually don't need to open to do the show in Finder again, but you do need to click the save chat for this file on your computer to update. So that's a trick. You do have to do the save, yeah, because it won't update. Like, for example, if I write this, hi there, it's not on my local computer yet. So you can see this was updated. You maybe can't see the detail. It says 1034. So that was a minute ago. But I'm going to save this again, save as, and then it updates. And now it says 1035 and it has the latest and greatest information.
Okay,
so
you
I'm
just
going
keep on
to
clicking save as in order to update the same file. It overwrites the file.
Exactly. And you can actually make duplicates of that if you have any reason to. I'm going to come over to the window again. Here it is, Chat Kitchen. This time I'm going to do input only. I'm going to paste, but I'm also going to edit here. It's just an opportunity to reduce the noise level for myself. And I'm going to remove those things that I don't want. I'm going to click submit. And there it is. I can copy this into my spreadsheet if I want. New tab. There it is. Actually, I have to make sure I'm selecting it there. And then go to town.
You can also copy it into you can import it into a spreadsheet, whichever one you're using, like Google Sheets or Excel or Numbers, and have it do it by column so that you get the time stamp in a different column from the rest.
Well, you would do that if I had set it up more. You would do that instantly if I'd set that up in that way. I mean, currently it's not like that. I could
okay, that's cool.
Give you
go on. Sorry, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, it's absolutely fine. Let me see though now what I would also present to you all. Let's just take a moment because we've talked about Excel numbers and also Google spreadsheet. And let me snug this up now because I think it's a little wide. Spreadsheet.
Ooh, that's easier to see.
Yes, because now we're no longer on the desktop. So let's, we've got enough time. We can talk about Microsoft Word, but Chat Kitchen, free online. Let me give you that link right now. This is, oops, hyperenglish.net/CK for Chat Kitchen, HYPERENGLISH. And let me talk just briefly about this. This is a single page utility. And you are free to download it, copy it, use it for your own tasks on your local computer, or you can come here. Oh, I thought I had this set up. Oh, well, or you can, oh, you know what? This is very strange. Oh, I know why that is. I forgot to upload to my server the latest and greatest version that has a little cleaner interface. Well, woe is me. That's what I get. Hang on. Yeah, I know. I would do that right now, but there would be no point or benefit in that. But if you come back after the presentation, it will look a little bit like this. It will just be a little more sensible, I think. Names only, names plus times, comments only. The default option will delete times and targets and will prepend comments and names. And this is the only thing I noticed that was different, really. It's just that you can access this. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm not even showing you the page. You can access this at any time at hyperenglish.net/CK. That's the only real difference. But let me just explain a little bit about the code. If you're interested, I'm going to show the source of this page. It's just a command. Again, this is not assuming that you have any interest in coding, but it's basically a presentation of what you see. And then it's a processing of what is there. And the regular expressions are right here hiding. I don't think I can make them bigger. I can make the window smaller and see if that will help. Just because I want to close the loop on what regular expressions are. Regular expressions, again, are a kind of language for matching and calling up, so it's like a clipboard, many different dimensions, but they have this special language that will allow you to match exactly what you want. And I already spoke about this. There's the 0 through 9 in the different parts of the line. These are the different capture groups at work. And there are these 3 different types. There's the type over here that is names only. There's names plus times. Names plus times is right here. If you notice, this says number 2, number 1. It's because I've flipped the time and the name. And then comments only, it's just the comment. The comment follows after the line break. So that's kind of it. You basically, as someone who dabbles in code or has a real interest in it, like I do, you get the benefit of writing your own little utility and sharing it with others.
Very cool.
Okay, so now you can do this in Microsoft Word. And let me just bring up a couple of quick images. We're not going to have time to go through. Let's see, I've got these 2 images here. This is just to show you, though, that even though you may not know regular expressions by name, really they are in your world if you have ever done an advanced search within Microsoft Word. Here on the right, I think I can zoom. Yeah, they have a slightly different flavor is actually a word that's used to talk about how the little elements from regular expression in, say, a language like C or a language like Python or Perl or Bash, they do things different, and you just have to learn it as you go. But here, this is what's really nice, is you can use capture groups. That's the main thing I would teach you if I teach you anything. This set of parentheses is not an ordinary set of parentheses. Okay, you already recognize the pattern, right? So you've got at the beginning of the line a number from 0 to 9. That's over here. Those are all of those timestamps. And then you come over here with those parentheses and you replace all of this other stuff that has been matched, right? With this /1 instead of the $1, or you might remember, with the dash, and that's what you get. You get the dash. I actually was not complete in how I was doing the match because I wasn't interested in really cleaning it up. I just left it, but that's where you would go. Excuse me, you would go into the use wildcards of your advanced search in find and replace in Word. And you can do this yourself. You don't have to go into Chat Kitchen and that's that. But let me make one more pitch to what it means to get involved in coding, right? So again, Microsoft Word, most available. You can do your own customization on your own machine. Hyperenglish.net CK is just available if you want. But I'm going to show you one more thing as this sort of bottom opens up, I hope, and you get more interested.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, yes, after I show you the one thing. This is the third example right here of a chain of regular expressions that allow me to do other activities where I have students provide multiple sentences all at once, and it cleans up the sentences basically. And now I'll take your question, but I'm glad to talk more about regular expressions. Please, what's your question?
I entered chatkitchen.sh and I couldn't get anywhere. It says the site can't be reached.
Not SH, CK.
Could you go back to the previous screen, please?
Let me just go Hyperenglish. I'm going to put it in the chat. Hyperenglish.net.
I got that part. No, but the last item in your list was different. The last item in your list shows chatkitchen.sh fun most flexible.
Oh yes, no, that's something else. That's you were in fact reading my mind. That's what this is. So
okay, so that's not something that we can access.
Well, this is actually going to be something I'm going to provide when asked.
Oh, okay. I'm not asking. I thought that the list of things was things that was our resource list.
Well, it's more of like a notepad.
Oh, okay, no, got it.
This is the demo of what it means to be involved in coding, because what that was I think I just already moved from it. Here.
I mistook it.
No, completely fine. Completely fine. Again, everyone, that's really kind of the presentation. I'm really happy that you were able to join, and I hope that this recording is useful. I think I covered the bases. You can tell very enthusiastic, if a bit clumsy as a presenter, but really I know that the responses I get from my students are just, they are really engaged. The interaction we have is instant. There's something I didn't show or model for you, which you could refer to as folding. So again, imagine, and I'm not going to demonstrate because I want to wrap this up, but I'd be glad to talk more. But imagine each one of your students having written a collection of sentences, not really a paragraph, mind you, because we already have that facility here, right? You could have a student enter I'm glad, Christy, that you want to line up those sentences on a tab-spaced subordinated but associated group. So in other words, I can quickly, from that other preparation, which is that SH that you were looking at, Marcia, it's a shell. It's a shell script, and it had those chained regular expressions. It allows the name to appear of the student. So I've got 10 students that just responded with 5 sentences each, and I can quickly open them. I can open them one at a time. I can move them around. So that folding, again, provides me with a way of working with all of this unlocked writing that students are doing. So that's where I want to say, I'm glad to share this. There's more I'd be glad to share, but regular expressions, they are around, they are available, and the chat kitchen, of course, is there for you as well. So thanks for letting me share my enthusiasm. I think this will be golden for you as well.
I just have one question.
Please.
So when you put the chat conversation in the chat kitchen, and you highlighted it, you said you were cleaning it up. Was there something that you just highlighted it and then chose what feature you wanted, whether you wanted to save the name, the date, or how you wanted it to appear? You have to highlight it first?
You just have to, let me go get another transcript real quick.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me walk it through a little slower. So I just paste this in.
Yeah.
And if I imagine that I am interested only in the most recent material, let's say that we started a new activity that I want to get information from, I'm going to click and drag all the way up to the top, remove the old stuff by deleting.
Oh, okay.
And that's all.
Okay.
Yep. And then
Okay.
I run whatever is my chosen output.
Perfect. That's much clearer. Thank you. I thought you were doing something else like that. It was, yeah. But
No, my bad. And
you.
while I'm here, I'm gonna again, I'm just really happy that your group is doing things like this. And
yeah, I'm always happy to know more about how to use Zoom and how to, like, to its fullest. Because
yeah,
I'm remote, so I'm trying to get all the tools I can.
yeah, I think that it's amazing that Zoom doesn't have, honestly, something like this, but they're adding things all the time, and maybe they'll do something like this as they go. And by the way, I don't know if you are using it right now, but I am about to edit the file just while we're here, because it really bugs me that I didn't update it for you. And it is, easy enough to do. And save changes. Okay, well, now I will get to show off the completed one. So here it is. There it is online now. That will be my last image for you.
We don't see it yet.
Yes,
Oh,
you do now.
Yes. Okay.
It's there. Oh dear. And now
that's the same one.
No, it's different, but it's not different. I realized that I've made it too wide. And so I solved one problem and I created another. I've got to go back and I'll give a little space. You see how it goes off infinitely over on the right side?
Yes, infinite.
Oh my. So solve one problem, create another, but welcome to the joy of coding. Anyway, any other questions?
I can see how this would create a situation where students want to participate in chat because they know that you're going to do something with it later on, right? So they want to make sure that they're represented in whatever activity you're doing. I think that's a great raising the stakes.
I love it. And you know what, because we're already detached from one another, I actually, because I kind of absorb students' names that much more actively, I now in the back of my mind, it's like, hey, I haven't heard from so-and-so lately, Sure.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. This is awesome. It's something that normally we don't think about, right? It's, you have a tool that we can use and try it out, and just be more aware and, right. Utilize what we have. It's there. It's just needs to be used in the right way, right? Or in a new way.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Well, please get in touch if anyone would like to make requests or you just want to talk more about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Right, well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. I guess I'll go ahead and stop